Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry took me a little long to get on this morning, but we had some technical difficulties. And those are never quite fun now, are they? So let me get this started, moved around, do the whole doobly-doo, and I think we're going to do an experiment, and I think we might do a giveaway. I think. We'll see. Okay. Okay, yeah, post that. That's good. Beautiful. Bitego. All right. I have so many things going on, so many things cooking, guys, that it is incredible. I already have a bunch of, those dice towers, the ones that caused my last two lasers to burn up into a ball of nasty fiery flames and crap. I got a bunch of them printed out now. Got all the problems and issues sorted out, and we're cooking along on that road. So it's doing pretty good. Though I'm really now enjoying the mixing laser engraving and traditional tooling with leather. So I think that's something I'm going to try today. Though I do have an idea of maybe doing some leather masks or anything, or something like that. Like both very simple masks, but also like engraved and tooled masks. I think it could be very interesting, especially when you have the just a light engraving on the leather, and then you use the tooling to make that pop. Does that make sense? That's what we're going to try and do. At least that's what I'm going to attempt to do. So let me get the live stream or the chat pulled up. And good morning, Ken. How are we doing today, brother? Okay. Chat is live. All right. So yeah, I'm going to try. I'm trying to see how far I can push this idea. And currently, I am trying to run like those dice towers. The ones that are all carved and engraved and pretty looking. I want to run about 15 to 18 of those off. I might actually end up throwing those down at one or two of them down at the one store, Craven and Casters, today or tomorrow, or over the next day or two, a couple days, just to start moving some inventory. Question though, should I have them already assembled and glued together as a standalone piece, or should I have one down there as a model, right? Because this will also make things easier for me, and have the other one packaged up so that you have to assemble it and glue it together yourself. Just a thought, just an idea. So, oh, I should probably get the other one out first. And this is what I was trying to avoid. All these little pieces and pibs. Getting stuck and trapped. It's not just for the penetration of the laser. It's also the print bed getting mucked up. And that piece there just doesn't work. It's too large for inside the laser box. Like, it fits, but it won't fit the laser on top of it, plus the camera and everything that I'm using to control it and to monitor it for fire and stuff. And I think I'm getting the flame sensor because it's cooking the finish that I put on here, which is it's a stain and polyurethane mixed finish. And it's cutting and engraving into it over and over and over, which is, one, ruining the finish, which that's not a big deal. But two, it's causing slight flare-ups, which is, it's making the back of the print look a little extra crispy. And not exactly what you want, So Ken, how are you doing today? What have you been up to, brother? Yeah, let me get this off to the side. What cool and interesting projects have you been doing? Same shit, different day. Yeah. See that? I should be able to pack this up. You know, get a nice little package for it. And get all the pieces all together. It's one. One, two. I have a third one finished upstairs. So I think I'm working at a pretty good pace. Made an attitude adjuster this weekend. Just some minor work to finish it up. Awesome. But a test run. I needed to do a test run. I want to try and find a little bit thicker of a leather piece, because I've been working with like 2 ounce, 3 ounce so far, like for the wallet, and that rose was like a 2-3 ounce. I try to go to extremes when I'm running these tests, just to see where the limit is, and 2 ounces is pretty much the thinnest you can get. Unless you go to garment weight, which isn't really toolable to begin with. I mean, it's engravable, but it's not toolable. So yeah, all of my leather is 2 ounce or thicker. I would love to see that attitude adjuster, by the way. I'm actually going to be doing a show in a few months, I think, possibly. That's going to require a bunch of those. So I'm starting to run out of my 2 ounce. It used to be a whole side. Now it's almost nothing left, which is good. It means things are getting done. But goodness, I need to buy some more. All right, so let's go into the scrap bin. See what we can pull out here. Need to start using this stuff. Need to finish making those shoes for myself. Alright, this is good. Scent picks. I'll take a look at them in just a minute. Alright. Now, that off. There. We're going to start with this smaller piece here. This is all my rulers and tape measures and stuff are upstairs. So I think this is like 5-6 ounce here. Much thicker on the scale of things that I use. Not quite armor weight, or like not a soul bend or armor weight, but definitely it even says attitude adjuster. That is great. I like that color too. It's very nice. Not exactly sure what I would call it, but very nice. Teal. I can see that being teal. Not quite a seafoam. Yeah. So let me do a quick case, and then I'll explain what that is real quick. I have a sink right over there, so I'm gonna go grab some water onto this guy, and then we'll find a design. We'll try and do some tooling real quick, and see what we can come up with. Okay, so that was a very quick case. Now, by case, what it is you're trying to get an even distribution of water throughout the leather. And when you're trying to do it quick, I wet both sides till it's saturated. You can actually see the water pooling slightly. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but the water is pooling just ever so slightly on the face of the leather. And with thicker leathers, I try and work it around, work the leather a little bit, just with my hands, just kind of rolling it back and forth. No hard bends, but I found that this helps distribute the water more evenly throughout the whole structure. Kind of like working a sponge. And we'll just do a quick wipe of both sides. Just a nice little pat, and now it feels just cool to the touch. In like 2 minutes, 1 minute, this will be perfect to tool, just as is, like traditional tooling. So we're gonna throw this into the laser now. We're gonna find the pattern. And by the time we find the pattern and burn and cut it and engrave it, it will be at that perfect. It'll be right at that level. 2 to 5 minutes. A lot of people like to do, like for wet molding, they'll do a full case, where they take the leather, they completely soak it, and then they put it like in a plastic baggie or wrap it or something and let it sit overnight to really get everything in there super soft and supple and beautiful. But we're not doing any like deep stretching and deep forming. We're just going to try and do now this is much thicker leather than normal, so I'm not sure exactly where we're going to go, so that's why this is a test. But I do have some thoughts and ideas for future uses. Like I said, I wanted to do like a couple masks, try a couple masks, and I want to do those primarily out of thinner leather. But the problem with that problem with using the thinner leather is it doesn't have any structure. Oh, good morning. So what do you think is going to happen? Good morning, Alan. So, if you want to do a mask, it needs to have some structure to it. So you can have, you can shape it in such a way that it has a couple anti-clastic curves, which gives it some strength. Or you can also use some thicker leather. And I'm thinking, like, if I can do a mask that has anti-clastic curves with thin leather, which is a curve that, goes in two directions at the same time throughout the same piece of material. You can see a lot in armor. It would give it a lot of structure, but I'm thinking if I can do like strips of thicker leather, it would give the masks the structure while maintaining the lightweight, and it should be able to give me more visual depth in a place where I can tool thickly, and also just give it some depth and some engraving and some focal points. It's my thoughts. Now, do my thoughts become reality? Who knows? And good morning, Alan. Good morning, Charlotte. Alan, you finished your college. Do you have pictures? I want to see it. You know I love showing everybody's work off, right? So, and one day I'll get organized so I'm not tripping all over everything. Oh, you finished it. Oh, you did send a picture. Let's see this. Oh. And that's the bronze piece that you forged? Oh, there you go. Little kitty ears on it. Very nice. I love how that bronze piece turned out. Or is that brass? I can't remember. I love how that bronze turned out. Very nice. I've just done a very small amount of brass work, so I'm not. That's aluminum? No. That's not aluminum. Is that really aluminum? Wow. Made the buckle as well. Can you send a picture of the buckle? There it is. Ooh, I like the twisted wire. Look at that. Very nice. Okay, back on target. So, let me get the design screen up. Flip this around. We'll find something. We'll just do a nice Celtic knot. Okay? So we're not going to go super crazy. We'll take that guy, control screen print, yoink. Paint. Crop. Save as PNG. We'll just do laser engraver. Save. Okay. So, my thought is, let's get light burn up. All right, time to run off to work. See you next week. All right, Ken. Have a good week. Stay safe. And thanks for showing up. Keep making awesome things. And Alan, use the doe skin since I went with aluminum. Yeah, that's a good. How is the doe skin tanned? Was it chrome tan? Because if it was a chrome tan, it would have eaten the brass. Oil tan and most veg tans and even brain tan would be okay for brass, but if it was a chrome tan, no way. So let's get out of here. Let's go down to this guy, pull this in, bloop. Okay, and we'll do the and we're going to break this up onto individual lines. Okay, so we need to adjust these guys. There we go. So like 4 inches. 4 inches. That should be good. That should be good. Okay, so we'll do 4 inches. And now these outside lines. Let's do this at 36, 33 inches per minute. Blue or 160. No, let's do that at let's call that 80 inches per minute at 80% power. Blue. We're going to do on the blue layer. A little bit closer to there. And we'll do the blue layer first. You always want to do the interior engravings first, and then work to the exterior. How long will this take? It should only take a couple minutes. 2 minutes. 4 passes. Let's do it at 5 passes. And we'll do this at 2 passes. We'll see how that works for getting the right interval. Now let's adjust the laser height. That turned on. And we'll switch back from design. Oh, that's a little wonky. Okay. Let's get back to chat. Not sure, feels like butter though. Well, if it feels like butter, oh, we're connected. And I'm still live. I'm still going. I'm still going. Beautiful. Okay. So, do you think it's going to work? Or are you still not sure? I'm really not sure. That's the point of the test, because this is also much thicker leather than I'm using, than I'm used to using. Like the last couple tests I've run have been on this 2-ounce leather, and this is the leather I'm using now. And you can kind of see it's like 2 to 3 times thicker. We'll see. We all good? We're good. Hey, let me just check on my phone because I have the laser and everything hooked up to work on my phone. And the point of that is mostly for doing the the thick cuts and stuff where I can't be online. Connected, ready. Let's go. And I just think this is really cool. I can watch it real time. That's standard definition. Let's do high def. I can watch this thing real time, high definition. I need to try and see if I, how I can connect the laser. So there's a way to get the camera in there to overlay on light burn, which would be great. However, I haven't been able to figure that out yet. I bought a new piece yesterday. It should work, and I mean, the point is that this whole thing does this wirelessly, so I shouldn't have to connect it with a cable to my computer, but maybe I have to connect it with a cable to the computer initially to establish that connection. We'll see. But when and if that does become the case, then this will be a much more simple process. So we'll see how this works. And the idea for this, for me, would be to, where I did the blue, I would bevel that into, so I'd have a raised border, and then I'd have the cutout piece. Make it nice and simple. Then stain the whole thing black. And then go back and paint the interior either green or gold. And this could be like a hairpin. You know, you take the chopsticks and you can put it through the, two of the little pieces. Nice little hairpiece. Pretty, easy, simple. If that's the case, I can get a nice large hide, and once I get the things up, the levels for this type of leather dialed in, then I, just go to town. Bump everything up by 5% for to account for variations in thickness and everything else, and just run with it. And if each of these only takes 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes to cut out, that's nothing in the grand scheme of things. So we'll see. But I like doing little tests and everything else. So 1 minute left. The biggest thing is if it's able to cut everything out. If I'm able to cut everything out, but the engraving for the tooling isn't as deep as I want, I can always tell it to do it again. Adjust the power, run again. Adjust the power, run again. Or I can just take my swivel knife, because this is a pretty cut and dry design, very simple, and much bigger than the rows I did. So this will be a lot easier to tool. Let's see. That did not cut through. And there's a chance it might not be able to cut through. So let's adjust these power levels again. Let's do this at 10. That's what I used to cut through. And we'll do 2 passes at 10. And we'll do this at 100% power, and we'll do it at 50 inches per minute. We'll do this down to 1. Another 3.5 minutes. Let's see. It's very good being able to have a real-time look at what I'm doing. There's also a fire sensor in there, which is fantastic. But if I can get this to work, I can do a lot, especially with the thicker leather. I mean, I know I can already do it with the thinner stuff. That's not a problem. It's just once you start, getting thicker and thicker and thicker, it doesn't like to cut over. I can get it to cut up to 1/8 of an inch of wood, up to 1/4 inch of wood, but it doesn't like doing any more than that, if that makes sense. And most of the projects I do are like 1/8 inch or thinner. And this is about 3/16. So it's right between that 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch level. But yeah, I can start, if I do this and I do this right, I can design some masks, because I have AutoCAD, so I can just figure out the outside shapes and then really kind of get into the weeds with it. And I can do some really cool stuff then. Get them mirrored around. This is probably the last test I'm going to be able to do on this piece of leather, though. So we'll see how this goes. Just because you don't want to keep treading the same path over and over and over again. That's how you end up with fire. Though it's looking pretty decent, like you can watch it in there. Another minute left. We'll see how this runs. Where's my coffee? Here's my coffee. Okay. And if this is a successful test, well, not only with the cutting part, but the engraving part and then the tooling part, and then it'll turn into a giveaway. But we only have 10 minutes left. Should be relatively simple to tool, so we'll see. And I think I'm just going to, for sake of speed and cleanliness as well, I'm probably just going to use my regular beveler instead of the textured one. I'll be able to run a lot faster, and it'll give a smooth finish as opposed to a textured finish. I think I need to get a new cutting mat. These have seen better days. Or if there's a way to like self-heal it or something, it's just a hunk of rubber. You know. And we're done. Let's see how we did. Let's see how we did. Okay. Not perfect. It is mostly cut through. So let's finish that off real quick, and then we could get a true measure of how things went. Okay, so not the best test in the world, or not the best results, but let's soldier on here, see what we get. Remember, strop your blade as often as possible. Or maybe not as often as possible, as often as is feasible. So, I mean, it's getting there. This is definitely going to have to be recased. I think if I did 3 passes at 10% power, or sorry, 10 inches per minute at 100% power, this probably would have worked a little bit better. But I mean, that's the point of doing tests. Because at the end of the day, you'll never know what you're capable of until you try it. And Alan, I don't know if you've ever done this, but the other day I tagged myself with with my with a set of hot tongs right on the back of my other hand. Like, I don't even know how you managed to do that, but I did. Actually, I know exactly how I managed to do it. I was an idiot. Am I still live? I should still be live. Yes, I am still live. Okay, good. So let's see how this... how we can get this to finish off here. Alright, well that one came out nice. Right into the shoe. No thank you. We're almost done with the cutting. Two little pieces left. And the thing is, it's not that I can't do the cutting. It's that getting a certain level of automation. There we go. So, getting a certain level of automation would be incredibly helpful. It's just that at a certain point, it might become a little untenable. And Alan is hand drawing some designs while watching, trying to get some stock built up, considering selling at the Nipa-K campground. I'm actually considering doing the same thing, possibly. maybe. But to be able to do stuff at scale, you need a certain amount of automation. Now give me a quick second. I'm going to run this back under the thing because of all of the cutting I've had to do. It's dried out just a little bit too much. So give me just a quick second. I probably should have had a bowl of lukewarm water over here, but I didn't. And I think I also need to get some smaller bevelers because, or I can just do this whole thing as just an inset. Let's see what I have. You know what, we're just going to set this whole thing down. And call it good. Just to see what we get, you know? And I definitely need to, I need to get my other camera over here set up again so you can see what I'm working on. And, you know, I can start doing videos of that nature over here. I need a little bit more coffee because I'm starting to wear down. And I think to get my hour, I need to be on here for another 2 or 3 minutes, so I need at least 3 minutes of energy. I'm not going to worry about setting anything down. We're just going to do a quick tooling, see what happens. Get up in these corners. Let me try a beveler on the other side, and then you guys can decide what I think I should, how I should take this. Okay. So, I mean, it might be a little too difficult to tell on camera, especially with my horrible lighting situation. But I'm getting a million messages from a million people. Let's see if this can shine a little light on it. So up here is the side that was kind of set down. And then, oh, you can see my face not in shadow. Weird. Ugh. And then here's the side that was kind of set down. You can't really tell on camera. The camera's not going to pick it up well. It's going to try and focus on things more in the background. That's life. I kind of think I like the more traditional set down as opposed to just the backgrounding. But the I think the border should also be bigger, and this should probably be about 10% bigger, 20% bigger. I think the whole thing should be bigger all around. Anyways, let me know what you think. Because doing something like this would be a pretty easy sell. And I think this thickness of leather would be good for like a hair type thing, you know. Kind of has to get like wrapped around like that a little bit. And you stick the chopstick through. Back here, like that. I think it has merit. I think I need to tweak the design a little bit, and also increase the, run the same power I did the second round, rather than just the first. So thicker borders, and run it at a better speed, so I don't have to go through and hand cut things. And then all the edges would be nice and uniform. I go back, I bevel the back side, stain it, seal it, good, boom. Antique it too, just so I can get the, if I'm going to go through the trouble of tooling it, I might as well antique it a little bit as well. Anyways, guys, didn't really turn into a giveaway because it took longer, and that's not a result I'm happy with. I'll probably still finish tooling it just to get that little bit of extra practice tooling small things, because I'm not quite good enough to the point, and I think I need some smaller bevel tools. I could take the larger ones, obviously, and just grind them down. And I might do that, just get a bunch of cheapies and then modify them. That would be something I do. Put a slightly new polish on them, so that way I still get the same angle, I still get the same texturing. It's just smaller in a slightly different shape. But yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. That's my hour, and I'm gonna try this one or two more times. Gotta get back to cutting some, some more of those dice towers, and yeah, gonna have a day. Anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and thank you for helping make this world better, one kerf at a time. And I'll see y'all later.